Oh, what's up, guys? It's been a crazy day. I didn't even get to see most of the game at home. I watched from the car. I shouldn't be saying that, but I had the car. I had like a little slot, an area where I can put my phone. And I was listening / I was in bumper to bumper traffic for like over an hour. And I'm watching as Roma's hanging in there just to like soaking up this pressure. And eventually they hold on, right? It's great. Roma's in the final. Everyone's going to Albania. Are you? We'll see. It would be very cool to be out there. But I'm just running through these stats right now and jump in, ask as many questions as you'd like as I'm going through them. So I'm taking a look first just at the match stats. A couple things that I noticed stood out to me. First was the recoveries. Zalewski led the team tonight with 11 recoveries, and just behind him was Ibanez with 10. Karsdorp was Zaniolo was up there with 9. So even though he didn't have a strong offensive game, he put in that work defensively, and that's totally, being implemented by his coach. Is Zaniolo an attacker who loves to get back? No, he hasn't always been like that, but we do see a transformation as he gets older and a season in at this point under Mu, and also just his overall growth. I'm looking at also Leicester. If I look at recoveries, I see Fofana. He was good over the 2 legs. I got to say, Fofana was a really strong player. Madison was up there. His touches were really high, the second highest. So for a central midfielder / attacking mid, he had the second most touches on Leicester, just behind Fofana, who's a center back. And typically, center backs will get more touches because they're hanging out, playing with the ball, back and forth, quick passes between them. The chances, Pellegrini, he gets on the end of that. Good for him. 4 chances there. He leads Roma, and there's no other notable stat for there. Whereas the chances for Leicester were also 4. That's the top for Leicester. So nothing too crazy there. Let's go to out of possession. I use Opta for my stats, by the way. So I'm just going to a defensive setup now. Tackles, Cristante leads with 3. Nice stuff. And Ricardo Pereira, as well as Dewsbury Hall, led Leicester with 4. It seemed like, not that it seemed like there were more from Cristante, but I guess it's spread out, the amount of tackles. Clearances, Smalling led with 5. Interceptions spread across the board. Karsdorp with 2. Smalling, 2. Cristante, 2. And then we see a couple for Zalewski, Pellegrini, Mancini, and Zaniolo. Shots blocked, nothing substantial. Duels, Zaniolo, 119. Abraham, 21. Wow. Aerials, the most were won by Abraham. Again, sometimes you expect that from a tall center forward, just being able to. It's a remarkable stat there. Let's see for passing. Let's see what passing looks like tonight, guys. Passes completed. Yeah, I like that filter. Passes completed. Like I said, the defenders will have a lot of these because of their horizontal play, but after the back 3 of Mancini, Karsdorp, Ibanez, I guess the back 5, if you include Karsdorp there, Pellegrini has 20 passes completed. He's the 4th most on the team, and he received the most, 26 passes received. The most forward passes, besides the keeper, besides Rui Patricio, was Mancini, who was way ahead in that category. The most passes into the attacking third was was Abraham, because he was getting back so much. I saw Pellegrini, it was 4, and then I saw Zalewski 5, and then Abraham with 6 passes into the attacking third. So, man, Abraham put that work in today. That dude, he deserves a nice cold beer after this one, man, or 2. Hell of a shift for him tonight. And because it was more of a defensive game, just blocking shots and getting in the way, interceptions, that these stats are not so, staggering. We're not going to see anybody with a high expected goal ratio or anything like that, which Abraham did exceed. He had, I think, a 0.3 XG, but sometimes off of a set piece, that's why it looks like that. But he did really well to get that goal. Make no mistake, when he rises above the center back there, or whoever was his mark, I'm not sure if it was a center back. I have to imagine that it was. That was a really great play by him. Just full credit to the guys tonight. I thought they did really good. Zalewski, though, like, dude's been good. 20 years old, Polish player, Polish international, born in Rome. I think every Roma fan has loved what he's been doing this season. I see some comments now. So thank you guys. Yeah, I would love to go to the final, but I think that a month before I leave for Italy, that my fiance would kill me if I went to Albania for this one. But my plan is actually to go to Roma Club New York. Don't tell my boss, but I'm going to probably head out from work a little bit earlier and then and then get to the final. Timo says, hey, Sharma, what's up, man? Sharma is the guy who honestly made me think about YouTube and, like, you know what? I was like, this is really cool. I love talking about Roma and doing stuff like this, even since I was a teenager. So thanks for that, Sharma. And yes, Jose is he deserves a lot of credit tonight, man. The way that they were able to mitigate all those potential opportunities for Leicester to give Vardy nothing, I think is remarkable. But to answer that question, Ifeanyi, I'm not going to the final. I'm not going to be able to get out to Albania, but I will go to Roma Club New York. And I got this gimbal, which a lot of people use when they're like YouTubers, and it basically stabilizes the phone. I have an iPhone 13 Pro, so it stabilizes pretty well, and this thing will make it even better. So I would like to develop some movie skills and get a lot of footage and try to make a video of that day at Roma Club New York. So I think that would be a really cool thing. SB says, I hope they let Roma fans sing in Albania when we win it. Oh, hell yeah. Albanians are, a lot of them live in Italy. And you have to imagine that because of those connections, that there definitely going to be a lot of support, I think, for Roma in Albania, just from the general fan. So that would be cool. I'm not so sure if the Netherlands has a big Albanian community. I'm not sure about that. But I've got one of my closest friends is Albanian. So I wonder if they'll be able to have some connections to getting to that match. That would be pretty cool. Looking around on Twitter, I'm not in my usual studio. I'm actually in my living room, by the way. And as you can see, we have teal walls, and it matches my outfit right now. So that's what's going on there. Does Kumbula have to play? SP, do you mean that you don't want him to play, or do you mean that is he obliged to because of the yellow cards for Mancini? I'm not sure if Mancini has anything, if he has a suspension. But if I come across that, or if you come across that, please let me know. Roger Ibanez just posted on Twitter some good shots of him. Good play by him today. Tammy posted history makers. Bring on the finals. He said, Daye Roma. My friend Nadet says, Roma are in a European Cup final for the first in over 20 years. Daye. And for a lot of us, this is the first time that we have seen Roma in a European final. If you weren't alive during Liverpool or weren't a fan, that's why. De Rossi's tattoo with a very popular tweet here. He says, we make it to a final after 9 years and a European final after more than 30 years. Make it to a final after 9. Oh, yeah. Coppa Italia, of course. All that with a fringe squad and non-existent midfield. Give Mourinho what he needs and he will deliver. Ooh. If there isn't some truth in that. But I will say that Mourinho had his center mids on the ball today. He's maximizing their capabilities. That's totally true. But yeah, man, if this guy has some dynamite midfielders, Roma's gonna be a problem. So De Rossi's tattoo also said this is a copy-paste scenario of the away game. This was before. If we don't wake up, stop the silly mistakes during possession, and try holding on to the ball longer, or we'll be forced into making mistakes and concede. We have seen Roma do this. We've seen them make simple mistakes before, simple passes. It's crazy. Daniele says, there is a run for the ticket. Only 7,000 tickets. Aye, and Albania is like less than 1 hour from Roma. 7,000? That stinks. I'm guessing that this is because a lot of them are pre-sold to maybe, I don't know, corporates or secondhand something. So it's not so much for the fans of the teams as it is for like general casual fans because it's a final. I'm guessing how this is set up here. Really nuts. Roma Antics says, I think we shouldn't expect too much from Spinazzola when he comes back. Zalewski will still get a lot of opportunities next season. Zalewski will get opportunities. He'll continue. And I think it's going to be harder than people think that when Spinazzola is fully fit once again, maybe 4, 5, 6 months from now, that spot is just going to go back to him. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens to Spinazzola after this. And of course, as any Roma fan would, you wish the best for him, for sure. And having two really good, dangerous players on the flank is not a problem, in my opinion. My buddy Valerio Curcio posted, Come si perde con un stadio così? How can you lose in a stadium when it's like this? And if you go to his Twitter, it's Valerio Curcio. I'll like it right now. It'll be in my likes as my last one. That's a phenomenal photo. Let's see if I can. Am I allowed to film Twitter? I don't know. Wait, that's me. This isn't going good. So there you can see the picture of the fans in the back. So pretty good stuff. So with only 7,000, we're gonna need like 30,000 more, maybe 40, in order to get the Roma fans into that stadium. It is worth taking a look at Feyenoord right now, though. They've got some guys who have goals in them. In fact, they have 3 players over 10 goals and nobody over 10 assists. But let's take a look at these guys. The first one is a 22-year-old Colombian, Luis Sinistera. He's got 12 goals, 5 assists. He averages over 2.5 shots per game, rather. And then Guus Til is from the Netherlands. He is a Dutch attacking midfielder. He's got 15 goals and 3 assists. Yes, 15 goals. That's a little scary. I'm not going to lie. When you see a player put that up, he's 24. So this player is going to be coming into his prime in the next year or two. And they also have some experience here. I see a 31-year-old Brian Linsen, also Dutch, 12 goals, 8 assists. So these guys are pretty well spread out in this regard, my friends, as that goes on. So, yeah, we see also a Turkish player, 21-year-old Turk, Orkun Kokcu, 7 goals but 9 assists. Also, Brian Lindsay, I said 8 assists, right? So 9 assists for this 21-year-old Turkish player. And you see they've got things pretty figured out. And this is just in the no, this is everything. This is Eredivisie, friendlies, the KNVB Cup, and the Conference League so far. Daniele says, Oliveira and Karsdorp can't play in Roma. Cristante should be in bench. Thiago Pinto should do a good market campaign this summer with this budget. I think that Pinto will. I can't see our boy Mourinho sign up for this project if he's not going to get the players that he really wants. So I have to trust that Pinto will do that job, that they will start to plug in things. And where could this team be if they did sign Granit Xhaka in the summer? I have to imagine that he's worth at least 5 or 6 more points throughout the season. Yeah, Sheridan says, how did Feyenoord win against Marseille? It's interesting. You know what? I should watch the highlights right now. Feyenoord, Marseille. I do want to see this with us as we're going through. I'm going to put that was 0-0, so let me watch the first leg if I can get to that and take off this volume before YouTube sues me for copyright or something. HA says, Roma will give free tickets for season ticket holders and only 7,000 sold outside that. So you figure hopefully the entirety of the Could Have Sued, because those are all season ticket holders, plus that 7. So this was May 5th. Today was Marseille Feyenoord. I need Feyenoord Marseille, where they put in 3 goals from last week. First leg. Where are we? Extended highlights. All right. I prefer some shorter ones, but that's all right, I guess. You know, that Marseille team has some players on them, man, like Payet. There's a couple others, maybe not as good as like what Olympique Lyon is playing right now. But just stay with me as I look at how Feyenoord gives up goals, because that's really what I want to analyze here from these highlights. And I see that they push their center backs way up high. The Marseille attacker got a chance early on. That was before the 15th minute. And then in the 15th, to see a short corner from Feyenoord. So some creativity there. And it's almost a goal. So they think a little bit outside the box here. And I see Feyenoord scores just a minute later in the 18th minute. It's kind of scrambled. I'm not going to say that's a nice goal. Feyenoord 1-0 over Marseille there. That was from I don't know him, Desser, something like that, looks like. So that was 1-0. And then just a few minutes later, they're back on their horse, threatening Marseille's goal again. And it's a deflection, goes into the back of the net. So 2 quick goals. And from that, you have to take away that this team comes out to win quick and early. And that's a Dutch mentality, you know, go out and play total football, do it quick. And here I see a goal from Marseille. So how did they score that? Okay, some wing play, something Roma likes to do. Gets played in, deflection, and then a follow through from, I'm supposing this player plays in center mid, who scored the second goal for Marseille. And then I'm going to advance a little bit here and see where the third one came from for Feyenoord. Okay. Clicking back. Oh, it's just a mistake. Wow. That sucks for Marseille, because you have to see on paper Kamara, a Roma target. Like they got talent. Oh, those kits from Puma, where they put the name of the city across. Milan has them. It just says Marseille. It's really not good looking. Yeah, it's just Feyenoord striker presses and takes it. He's not even like particularly fast, this guy. Who is that? Number 33. I wish when YouTube showed goals that whoever posted the goals, whether it's whoever, like a private guy, whoever, just put the minutes of the goal and the players immediately after. That would be really helpful for the casual fan. Or not the casual fan, because I guess I need this stuff for work. Yeah, it's just a mistake. Number 33, whoever that might be. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's not a great goal. Martino Puccio. What do you got to say, Martino? Oh, he's talking some nonsense here. Roma is going to win the ECL, and their fans are going to brag about how they carry Italy in Europe. It's going to be hilarious, not going to lie. Martino, you're so funny. Let's see any others here. Roger Ibanez still says anything new. No, the players keep posting, which is pretty cool. Statman Dave. Who is Statman Dave? Isn't he a Juventus fan? Oh no, he has 304,000 followers. 100% successful dribbles. 33 total touches, 7 aerial duels won, 4 long passes played, 3 ground duels won, 3 shots, 2 ball recoveries, 1 fouls drawn, 1 goal. Takes Roma to the European final. It's an okay stat. I guess it shows like a toughness in his defensive side of the game. Very good stuff here. What else do we got? What else? Where do I start? Because Marseille have top players like Guendouzi, Payet, Saliba, Cengiz Under, and more, I thought Roma would play against Marseille. So did I. But Feyenoord is a big team in the Netherlands, and they can't be underestimated. Yeah, like I was running through, right? I'm just gonna count here how many players under 25. Sinistera, 22. Malacia, he's a starter, 31 games played, 22. 24, Marcos Senesi, the center back that supposedly Roma is interested in, Argentinian. Reese Nelson, who has 18 total appearances, 9 starts. He's 22. Justin Bilio, looks like to be their starting keeper. He's 24. Luciano Giertruda. I hope nobody's Dutch on this one. They're going to crucify me for that. 15 starts, 10 subs on, and he's 21. Defender. Looks like a center back on the right. What else do we got? Looks like a lot of players left, actually. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of departures, so it looks like they lost a lot of players throughout the season. Interesting stuff. If anyone has like some insider info on Feyenoord, and you find this and you've watched this after the recording, please leave it. I would love to know. The Wiki Tiki 123 says great result for Roma. First finalists in the Europa Conference League. It is very cool. And imagine if Mourinho wins the first ever. He would have won. Did he win the Europa League? Did Mourinho win the Europa League ever? Yes. With Manchester United, of course. Wow. So he would have won the Champions League like a few times, the Europa League, and then the Conference League if they win. And he would be the first to ever do it, which is pretty cool. Saliba, coming back to his club. Oh, Kambula should play because he's Albanian. That's right. That would be interesting. Yeah, on his home turf if he gets the nod there. SP says the clip of Jose crying as the final whistle is blown is so nice to see almost a year after his announcement. Yeah, those are good scenes. I love when he was running onto the pitch. And thanks, Wiki Tiki. Yeah, he won against Ajax. Oh, so that's interesting. Won against Dutch competition. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. What else we got here? I'm just gonna check Twitter one more time and see if like anything substantial popped up here. Roma official account says the club's allocation of tickets for the final will be distributed among season ticket holders, with that process to take place in coming days. All tickets will be free. Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff there. Lots and lots to discuss. Lupo gives a big C. Oh, I didn't even realize the tifo because I was driving today. Oh, that tifo is beautiful. You have to see this. Look at that. I think it says, in Britannia, cuncti nomen Romanorum horreba. We got to translate that. In Britannia. Let's go to translate Latin. What does that say? In Britannia, so in England, we know that. We can deduce that for ourselves. Cuncti nomen? Nomen has to be name. Into Latin. Cuncti nomen. Cuncti nomen? No. Translate into everyone's name. Everyone's name, Romanorum horrebo? I have no idea what that says. Everyone's name is horrible? In Britain, everyone's Roman name is horrible? I don't know. That doesn't translate to me. I'm going to have to talk to some fans from Rome and figure out what that one means there. Wow. Yeah, I guess that must be right. Mourinho never lost a final? Wow. That's pretty crazy. Again. Guys, let's get... I remind you of Tobey Maguire. Let's think. Well, on this day, Spider-Man came out and set a box office record for a weekend release. Over $100 million to ever do that. That was 2002. I read that in... I get the Today in History every day from history.com. It's pretty good ones. I repeated. I was just reading off the tweet before. This is crazy. Guys, this is crazy. Some lasting comments here if you want to get stuff in. Around January, the season was going nowhere. It's amazing how far the three at the back system has helped us. It's totally true. They transitioned to that. They learned how to play. The players figured out their roles, and Roma's been playing so much better ever since. It's a great point. Beats box Trey. And it's been really nice to watch. When you look at these players that are at the disposal, they are more attuned to this 3-4, 2-1, 3-5-2 when they sit. And Mourinho had to reinvent because he hasn't typically played that too often. Perhaps he did at Manchester United, but I didn't pay attention to that team as closely as I did with his Real Madrid, Chelsea, or Inter team. But I'm curious to see if he employed that ever at United. So I feel very happy. I was a little stressed coming home and, sitting in traffic, and it felt like I hit every red light. Just accidents in front of me, just nonstop. It's Cinco de Mayo, which is like the ultimate night of Taco Tuesday for Americans. I got another fun fact, often misconceived as Mexican Independence Day. It is not. It is because Mexico defaulted on their debt, and Spain and France sent warships into Mexico, into the port of Veracruz, with Napoleon III sending his, where the Mexicans fought off the French, who are looking to carve out a little bit of a new empire in the Mexican territory. So, some fun facts there. Anyway, sorry. I didn't want to do that. Enzo says, I'm so happy for Smalling. He was memed for years after a tough last few seasons at United. He finally got to display what he's capable of to the English media in a big way. Another player that we welcomed with open arms and got the best out of them because of that. Grande Chris. Yeah, I like that one. It's good stuff. Good tweets today. Happiness. It's nice to be happy. Edward, if you could bring one new player to Roma, realistically, who would you take? Ooh, one guy and just one? It has to be a center midfielder. And who that player would be? A really good defensive midfielder. If I think of realistically, maybe Lucas Torreira, because I really like the way that he plays. I'm not sure if he would be the best guy due to discipline, but I know that when he played for Sampdoria, he did play in a deeper role and probably is familiar with zone coverage during that time. But if you tell me a really good defensive midfielder, I really wanted Sabitzer. That didn't happen. Went to Germany. Somebody like that, whoever would be the best defensive mid for Mourinho, I would say. Somebody that can play that zone, quick touches, advance the ball quickly, and cover ground, make interceptions, win tackles, regain that possession. A smart player, high football IQ. So that's the profile that I'm really looking for. So, guys, it has been a pleasure. Leave comments below, subscribe, share it. If you know any, if you're in Roma chats, WhatsApp groups, Twitter, try to push this as well. Show your friends, and we'll make this nice little community. I'm going to keep on investing and doing more with this YouTube channel. It will continue to grow as I have more time. I do have a wedding coming up, so probably the back end of June. I won't be doing too much, or in July, but the season's over anyway at that point. Guys, thanks for tuning in.